Welcome to the penultimate round of the chase in Manila. UK Ball on pole from Catfish and Tommy. Then in fourth is Oscar Falstad, followed by Daph Sanchez and Remy LeBeau. Seventh place starts Sebastian Ocampo from Tonali Gabo and Daniel Bogdasarov. Then it's Ica World for Trackhouse Runner, Marcus Nelson, and the chase points leader, Revo in 12th. Then it's the Red Devil, Wallace de Klerk, Mohamed Awawi, and Babinas Jr. in 16th. Then it's Pablo Sierra down in 17th from Pierre Gasly, Enoch Q, and the other McLaren of Zach Wallace. In 21st is Ben Allen Lee, and at the back of the pack, Zay Lane. 3 Philippine drivers on the field, but for UK Ball, it's do or die in Manila. He must win to get closer in the points. All 5 lights go on. And we go green for the Manila Prix, and that's an okay start from the 89 and from the 2. Falstad, the highest driver up in the field to start on the softs, and he's making the most of that, already up into second. 3 wide they go, fighting for third as they now come through turn number 3. 3 wide, look at that from Remy LeBeau, looking for a way to try and get past Catfish, who looks down the inside, coming through turn number 5 and take the lead of the Prix. Catfish takes the race lead in Manila, but look at this from Falstad. Look at how much grip he got and traction out of turn 5. He might try and brake very late here, and what can Remy LeBeau do, currently in 4th, as they now barrel towards turn number 4. Who's going to lead this race? Catfish hops over the corner, but he's still alongside Falstad. 1/10 of a second, side by side into turn 8 they come. Falstad, according to the timing screens, leads from Catfish and Remy LeBeau. What an opening lap we've had, but it is the McLaren man who leads from the Kiro driver and the Power Motorsports man of UK Ball. He started from pole and dropped down to third and is alongside UK Ball coming through that chicane. And Tonali Gabo's been given a time penalty and is spinning. Don't know who he's hit, but yellows and Enoch Hughes hit him as well, and he's hit the other one. Revo's facing the wrong direction. My goodness, he hit Revo, and he's dropped to the back of the pack. That's the chase points leader in 22nd, last position. He's got a mountain to climb. He's got to be thankful that he doesn't have damage of any sort. No one got front wing damage, so we don't expect any early stops. But for Gabo and Revo, they must have come together, and that's an Italian civil war. My goodness me, who could have seen that one coming on the opening lap? That could have serious implications for the chase, as here comes Gabo up into 20th position. Zach Wallace having not a great day, and he's about to be passed by Revo, who's got attack mode as well. And that should be 21st for the number 7 driver, who didn't have a good qualifying, but honestly, if he's not scoring points today, I would not put it down to him. If he's even able to get 10th, that would be, well, just proving his talent. And it's Remy LeBeau, who's shown so much talent over the past 26 races in Season 20 and the chase. He deserves to be in the hunt for the Chase Cup, but I don't think he's the most likely to try and go for it, as they now begin the 3rd lap. Oscar Falstad sets the fastest lap, a 1:14.9. Ocampo sets a 1:14.6 lap time in 5th. The Red Devil posts a 1:14.06. And the fastest laps coming in are quite rapid indeed. But for the drivers in the top 4, I think the most popular drivers to win, if they were to win this race, in terms of the drivers in the top 4, I think Catfish, just so Sims can actually have a race win on the board, and UK Ball, so he's closer to Revo in the Chase Cup standings. In fact, if he were to win this race currently, it would be UK Ball leading into Las Vegas with 4 points being the gap. So it could come down to every last point. I doubt we're going to have a dead heat, and a virtual safety car called. Zay Lane out, and it's another incident for Revo. First virtual safety car of the day, and Revo's got tons of damage. He's going to have to peel into the pits. And if there was any hopes of him scoring points today, consider them dashed, because he's going to have to come in, and he's going to have to go onto softs. He's committed now to a 2-stop strategy. And honestly, I think if there is any emotion that is being shown by Revo currently, it has to be pure, unadulterated pain and anger. But we go back racing on lap 4 of 14. Volstad leads, Remy second, and Catfish third. Revo, he's into the pits, and he's going on to softs. He now hopes that 11 drivers in front of him all crash out. 10 drivers in front of him, rather, can all crash out, just so he can get a single point. He's going for the fastest lap now, just to show the rest of the field that he is still the fastest man out there. But it's just been so poor luck. He's had none of it today. Poor qualifying's one thing, but dropping to the back of the pack through seemingly no fault of your own is something else. Cable, however, eating this up. He's up into third right now, plus 15 points. He's cutting into that 21-point gap. Would mean that currently, leaving here today, he would have 6 points to margin. Catfish gets a 5-second time penalty for colliding with the back of Cable. So if there was any hope of him winning today, well, postpone that to Las Vegas. He's looking for a way to try and get past Cable. I don't think he's gonna be able to do it heading into turn 1. The gap's definitely shrinking in the top 9, but Volstad's still streaking away, most certainly. As one McLaren man is down in 20th, the other one is up in 1st. For Revo, this is just unbelievable, though. But at the same time, 19th, 20th, and 21st, all 3 of those drivers are Italian. It's not a good day to be an Italian in the Philippines. That's all I can really say about this right now. Revo expected to pit around lap 10. Cable expected to try and get past Remy LeBeau with attack mode around turn 8. But he's dropped so much time, I doubt it's going to happen. For Cable in that red Power Motorsports car, this is a perfect opportunity to try and take the lead in the Chase Cup standings. To try and take the lead in the standings today, he would have to win, but to close that gap to 3 points, he could take second. To close it to 2 points, he could take second with the fastest lap. To win today with Revo down in 21st, it would be something else, and I believe, yes, Volstad and Remy both into the pits. With 8 laps to go, Cable now leads from Catfish and Daniel Bogdasarov of all men. Bit of a sleeper agent up in third currently, on board with the number 97. Looking for a way to close in on the Malaysian in front of him. And for Bogdasarov, he's a guy in the Chase Cup standings who hasn't really had a good chase. Of course, our regular season spans between 16 and 24 races, but for the chase to only be 8 races long, you could have a brilliant regular season, but then in the chase it can all fall apart, and for the Renault drivers in general, that's what's happened. But now Bogdasarov on the back of Catfish, looking for a way to get past, or at the very least close up to him. We've already had a single virtual safety car, but at this point in the race, compared to prior races in Manila at this specific configuration, it's certainly a lot less hectic than many would expect. But still, those tyres definitely going to become a problem, especially for Pierre Gasly. He's going to have to do 7 laps on the softs. As Catfish comes in, Bogdasarov and Nelson all come in, the Red Devil comes in, and Gasly comes in. So they are not stopping Cable. They are keeping him out for 7 laps, but the softs did do about 7 laps. So just touching on Revo, and a virtual safety car called. Gabo has seen in some things, and both Mercedes men are out. And how much do you want to bet that this man was involved in it? Because he was. Both Mercedes drivers out, and for Zay Lane, just forgot to point this out, this is his 2nd race in the Philippines. This is his 2nd home race, and he's out of this one. This is truly unfortunate for him. Virtual safety car ending, and we now go back racing with Cable still at the front of the pack, 2 seconds ahead of Tommy. He's a further 6 seconds ahead of Daf Sanchez, and Lawrence Leclerc, just pointing this out about him, doing a very good job on those mediums to keep himself out there for so long. He's currently up in 4th, but he's got Volstad right on his tail. Here he comes with attack mode, side by side, and before they reach the breaking point, Volstad far ahead of Leclerc. And do I expect U-Cable to come into the pits at the end of the lap? Somewhat. And Tommy's got a rear puncture! Rear puncture for the number 45 and contact with Leclerc! Spin for both drivers! It's been so long since we've seen an incident like that caused by a puncture. Ica World with a 5-second time penalty for colliding. Oh my goodness! Big one in Manila, in the Philippines. And my God, Zach Wallace! Sent airborne! So much happening! Tommy out of this race, virtual safety car! And the big one that we usually see in Monaco has joined us for Manila. Leclerc also out of this race. Catfish comes in for a second stop after losing his front wing. U-Cable, has he come in? He stayed out. He wasn't able to come in for either incident. The Red Devil comes in with a broken front wing. Revo somehow managed to get through all of that without getting any time penalty. In fact, for Revo right now, if ever there was an opportunity to take to try and go for some points after a terrible start to your race, this is it. This is it. His soft tires might be ailing him, but guess what? He's one of only 2 drivers out there on softs. He's definitely going to come in for mediums, though, around lap 10, as I've said earlier on. But you know what? This is an opportunity that you have to make sometimes. As Pablo Sierra gets himself into the points, up into 10th. This is one of those golden opportunities that don't come so often, as Ben Allen Lee in the 98 car says 43 on the sides. We haven't corrected that yet. On board with Revo, who's dropped back down to 14th. As Anokyu getting himself back ahead of Pablo Sierra. And 5 laps to go. U-Cable comes in for his first stop. Sanchez is in for his first stop. Volstad does reclaim the race lead, but the gap shouldn't be too much larger. Remy LeBeau, however, has dropped to 3rd in the pit. So for U-Cable, he's not just overcut Remy. He's also got the benefit of fresher, softer tires. And Sanchez comes out of the pits outside of the top 10. We do expect Revo to come in soon. And for the number 7, opportunities need to be taken as soon as possible, because you're not going to get those kinds of monumental wrecks every single lap. Down the inside at turn 5 for Revo, who takes 13th away from Ben Allen Lee. Just about. One of them's got attack mode and the other one doesn't. And I'm guessing the one who doesn't have attack mode is the one from the United Kingdom, as the other Italian, Tenali Gabo, looks to the inside of Revo and takes 13th away from him. An Italian mutiny, it seems. Alright, that's certainly something to look at after this race, especially at Techeetah. Daf Sanchez sets the fastest second sector of anyone, and for Marcus Nelson today, this is an opportunity to show his Techeetah team that yes, he's still got that championship winning fire, but at the same time, in the main season of Season 20, I think we all saw that championship fire within him, quite evidently. The Red Devil's at the back of the pack in 17th, not too sure why he's down there. Revo has dropped to 15th, and he's definitely going to drop down to 17th as he comes in. Medium tyres will be going on to that DS Cheetah car, and at this point for Revo, all I can say to him is just please don't crash. There are going to be drivers who will be coming into the pits again, but there's going to be a driver who's looking to try and take the lead in Manila and try and steal the Chase Cup lead. He's currently in 2nd, which would lead to U-Cable staying 2nd, but with a 3-point gap. If he takes the lead and wins today, he's going to be leading the chase into Las Vegas. But for U-Cable, leading in Manila, that is one of the ways to get himself higher up into the standings. And for U-Cable, just pointing this out, he's having quite the Tony Stewart-esque season. Just about making it into the chase, but then in the chase, absolutely coming alive. He only won the fan vote by 1 point ahead of Tenali Gabo. Italy really just wanted to see their driver in the chase, as fastest lap does go to the Briton. 2.7 thousand subscribers on YouTube does have U-Cable, and he's about 2 seconds ahead of Volstad already, so Volstad's not gonna even have attack mode. I expect some of the medium tyre runners to come into the pit soon. For Revo, I don't think it's going to be enough for him to get himself up into the points. for Revo right now to currently hold on to that points lead. He needs to score 5 points, which is 8th with the fastest lap. So that is ahead of Sanchez, as Gabo, no, not Gabo, Gasly and Ocampo both get past Daf Sanchez. Looking back with that target power car, attack mode wide open, looks to the inside line of Sebastian Ocampo, heading down into turn number 8, and he's already way ahead. The power cars just look like, pardon the pun, but they've got a lot of power behind them. There are only 3 men out there on softs. All 3 of them do seem to have very different races. 2 laps to go. UK Ball leads from Falstad and Remy LeBeau, on board with Pablo Sierra on the back of Ica World. And I'm just telling you, looking at the state of some of these medium tyres, don't be surprised if sparks begin to fly, especially around the end of this race. And if I've predicted that correctly, don't be surprised, as in comes Tenali Gabo with only a handful of laps to go. He comes in for soft tyres, and this might be some national help coming by way of Tenali Gabo, going on to the softs and just trying to take a point away from UK Ball to make Revo's job just a little bit easier. He's already made it a bit easier by allowing Revo to go up into 16th. At the same time, with a resume like Revo's in an absolutely championship, well, not exactly championship, chase-deciding moment like this, you don't want to finish 16th. However, I would certainly not say that it's his fault for being this low down. It was just tons of bad luck on the part of that Italian, and then the big one itself not really helping him either. On to the penultimate lap we go, and Falstad comes in! Oscar Falstad pits! For his second stop of the day, Remy LeBeau stays out, Bogdasarov stays out, Nelson comes in, Sanchez stays out, Ocampo stays out. This is going to be absolutely influential. Babinets Jr. comes in. I think that was Ica World who came in with Pablo Sierra right behind him. We are seeing an entire half of the field come in. The Red Devils coming in for new softs. I think Revo might be able to salvage some points. He could get points today. I don't think the game is over for the number 7 at DS Tachida. I think there's still some time in this race to get some points, as he's up into 13th now. He now has to get past Babinets Jr., who is right in front of him, his teammates, and Ben Allen Lee to get a single point. And it could be just that 1 point that helps him out in his hunt for the Chase Cup. Up into 12th position we go. The last time we had a postseason like this, it was won by the regular season champion. However, as it stands currently, the points heading into the final race will not be led by the regular season champion. Rather, the man who finished the regular season in 14th. 14th in the regular season. But we head on to the final lap in Manila. Remy LeBeau beginning to struggle with his mediums. The final lap for some of these medium tire runners who neglected to stop on the prior is going to be absolutely hell for all of them. Revo on the back of Babinets Jr. coming through this part of the track. And he's doing all he can to just stay in touch with that Venturi man. Doesn't really seem like he's going to be able to get past him at this point. He is hoping for a monumental wreck of the ages. But for the man who currently leads this race, it seems to be just that time of the year again. That time where the stars align for you to have good luck is Ica beginning to try and get past Revo. But if Revo were to score 6 points today, he would have taken the Chase Cup home. But it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Instead, max points, 26 points, goes to the United Kingdom's best driver in the ERL, who will take the lead of the Chase Cup standings. UK Ball wins the Manila Prix, as, my goodness me, that's Remy LeBeau defending and in the wall, spinning at the end of the track. Can he get his car back, pointing the right direction? He can, but is out! Ocampo's been spin out airborne, and this means for Revo. Now he's down in 15th. He needs to get himself as quickly as possible to that part of the track. There's a virtual safety car out there. He needs to get himself further up the order. His teammates now up into the point, but he's not got the time to get himself there himself. It's going to be no points for the number 7 today. And that sets up an amazing Chase Cup decider in Las Vegas. U-Cable has now taken the lead of the Chase Cup standings. And he should be a handful of points ahead of Revo. This is the podium. U-Cable takes home victory in the Philippines from Daniel Bogdasarov and one of the many home drivers in Daf Sanchez. And for U-Cable, he should now be in the lead of the chase point standings. Then it's Volstad, Catfish, Gasly, Ben Allen, Lee, and Not Q. And it's Sebastian Ocampo at home from Marcus Nelson. The last of the point scorers. Your non-scorers were Babness Jr., Revo, 2 positions away from any sort of points. Then it's Ica World, Pablo Sierra, the Red Devils, and Ali Gabo. Remy Lebeau is the first of your non-finishers, followed by Tommy Leclerc, Zach Wallace, Mohamed Nawawi, and Zay Lane. In the Chase Cup standings, separated by 5 points, U-Cable leads from Revo, and those two are the only two who are seemingly have any hope of trying to take home the Chase Cup. Ocampo is third from Remy Lebeau and Daf Sanchez. Then it's Volstad, Bogdasarov, Sierra, Nelson, Babinus Jr., and Tommy. Well, what a prelude to the final round of the Chase Cup in Las Vegas. Hope you'll join us for that race when the ERL Formula E Series' Chase for the Cup returns for its final round.